Hello everyone, myself Manav and I'm here with a new video after a long period of time. I was not able to upload videos on science, but now after many months I'm back with a new video that is about cell, our fundamental life, about the structural and functions. In this video we are going to talk about the structure and the function of the cell. First of all, starting with the definition, what is the meaning of cell? So, cell, if we look or we think from the perspective of social studies, it is jail, it is cell, a small room with bars in front of it at the gate. If we talk about English, it is cell phone. In science, or we can say in chemistry or physics, cell is battery cell. But in biology, cell is the smallest part of a whole body, of whole human body. I can't say that it's present only in our body, in humans. It's also in animals. It's also in plants, but not in non-living things. So a cell is the smallest unit of a body, of a human body. Our whole body is made up of cells, our skin, our muscles, our organ system, hairs, especially nails. All of these things are made up of cell. In the late 70s, in almost 60-65, Robert Hooke, he discovered cell with the help of a cork. What do you mean by cork? Cork is a part. I mean, when you cut the bark and the center part of the tree of the bark, that is known as cork. So he examined that cork under a microscopic view, in which so that there are small particles present in that cork. And after some time, after a long period of time, after a few years, it was named as cell, smallest unit, smallest unit. And in the 80s and 1705, many new, more advanced microscopes were made, and under them cells were examined. And with the beginning, with the starting, after the discovery of the cell, people got to know that our body is made up of cell, and people gave interest to that topic. They wanted to know about that. So after when the microscope were advanced, then they got to know about the cell, that the cell, it has many parts in it, cell organelles, many parts in it. So after this, people got to know about cell. What is a cell? What's inside it? And now we are going to learn about the inside structure of the cell. So a cell can be classified into four parts. First is plasma membrane, or also known as cell membrane. Second is cell wall. Third is cytoplasm. And fourth is the inner and the dense part of the cell, that is nucleus. Starting with the cell membrane. Cell membrane is the outer covering of a cell. That's a protective covering from bacteria, various bacteria and viruses. But there's a quality, we can say, there's a characteristic of cell membrane or plasma membrane, that it is semi-permeable. What's the meaning of semi-permeable? Semi-permeable or selectively permeable. It means that it allows something, some particles or some elements, we can say some substance. It allows those to come inside. If you take this is a cell, so if this my finger is a bacteria, it will not gonna allow it. It will become oblique. But if it is nitrogen or food, glucose, it can easily come inside. So that's the meaning of semi-permeable. Mean it allows only few particles to come inside, and rest of them it doesn't allow them to come inside and become oblique substance. And now, after cell membrane or plasma membrane, yeah, I didn't tell you one thing, that cell or cell membrane is made up of protein and lipid substance, not liquid. It is lipid, and the meaning of lipid is it's a type of fat molecule. It's a type of fat molecule. So we can say plasma membrane is made of protein and also of few fat particles or fat molecules. Now after this, I want to remind you one thing. I told you that our plants, every living thing, plant is considered as a living thing. So plant also has cell. But there's a difference between animal cell or human cell and the plant cell. While the many things varies, but the simplest one or the primary difference in them is the size and also the cell wall. And the second part of cell is cell wall. Cell wall is also a permanent protective layer for the cell, but it is absent in our animal or human cell, but it's present in the plant cell. The reason behind that is a plant cannot move from one place to another. So if you take that there's a plant in desert, that is, we can say cacti or cactus, it has many cells, million, trillion cells. So there is a very hot climate in desert in Rajasthan area. So they are unable to move from one place to another, whereas humans or animals, birds, can move. They can migrate from one place to another if they don't find any more future scope in that particular place. But plants cannot do that. They don't have legs. They can't move from one place to another. So what they can do, they can just protect themselves. How? With the help of a protective layer, that is cell wall. And that's the reason cell wall is absent in humans or animal, but it is present in plants. So cell wall just work as a protective layer for the cells, and it is bit more hard. It's not very, it's not semi-permeable like plasma membrane. It's not semi-permeable. It is oblique substance. You can say that. And there is also one characteristic, or we can say a role that cell wall plays in the whole life of a plant, that it gives the cell or the whole body a definite shape. Plants, humans, animals have a definite shape, and in plants, they have cell wall that gives them a definite shape. So now, after this, at the third number, we have cytoplasm. Cytoplasma. Cytoplasma is also a part of cell, and we can say cytoplasma, it's like a jelly structure, like jelly. It's not very hard. And jelly structure, it's a jelly structure, and the second characteristic is that in it, all the gases, oxygen, carbon dioxide, or other nitrogen, all those gases are present in it. Yeah. And the food is also present in it. And now after this, no, I'm not gonna directly go to nucleus. First, we'll talk about some cell organelles. So first is mitochondrium. Mitochondrium is a cell organelle, or we can say cell component, cellular component, and it is also known as the powerhouse of the whole plant, or the of the whole plant, or we can also say of the cell. It's a powerhouse because all the food all the food is converted into energy there in mitochondrium. It is converted into energy here in the mitochondrium. That's why it is termed as powerhouse. In humans, in our muscles, in our muscles, We have mitochondrium as most of the energy that is required, that is in our muscle. We push the things, we pull the things, and most of the work of human are done through their muscles. So our powerhouse is present in our muscles. That is known as mitochondria. Mitochondria. And now endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is a network that connects the whole cell. Okay. And now we are gonna talk about lysosomes. And in lysosome we have suicide bags. Suicide bag. What the meaning suicide? Suicide means to kill. When a human kills him or herself by through poison or whatever. So suicide bags they burst up. In what is inside the suicide bag? Let us learn about that first. So in a cell we have suicide bags, and in suicide bag we have all the waste of the cell which is present in them. It's packed in them. So when we get a wound, when we get an injury, so our skin get damaged, and in skin, sorry, uh, cells are present, and inside we have suicide bag. So our cells also get damaged, but they get reformed again after a few days. But the suicide bag burst up. Yeah, they burst up, and all the waste gets on the surrounding of your skin. So we should get the treatment as early as it is possible, because this will lead to a great injury or a big injury. It can lead to a good big injury, and yeah, there can be many medical issues. So yeah, we should consult a doctor if your cells are injured, if there is something messy in your skin. So there are many vacuoles are also part of cell organelles, and plastids. Yeah, plastids. So in our early classes about on biology, we have learned that there is a chlorophyll present in the plant's leaves. Yeah, and that is the reason why the color of the plant leaf is green. That's a green color pigment known as chlorophyll. So the chlorophyll is made up of chloroplast. It is made up of chloroplast, and chloroplasts are made up of plastids. So there is all about chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is not present in humans. So that tells that plastid is also not present in human cell. It's only present in plant cell. I think you got it what I wanna say to you. And now we will learn about the nucleus. So in the starting of the video, I told you about that nucleus is the dense part. It's the smallest part, and also it controls the whole cell. In our whole body, we have brain that controls us. It tells us that we need to pick this thing, we need to take off that camera, I need to rotate my hand like this or that. What is this? Nervous system. Our nerves are directly controlled by our brain. Exactly like this, we have nucleus, that is the brain of cell. So cell can be, nucleus can be divided into two parts, nucleoplasm and nucleus. Nucleoplasm is a dense fluid present in the cell, in the nucleus, and it's a nucleus. It's a dense spherical structure. Dense means circle, spherical structure. It is present inside the our nucleus. And in the nucleus, we have a genetic material present in it. Genetic material. What's a genetic material? That is DNA. DNA is deoxynucleic acid. It's a genetic material that has been transferred to your body, to the offspring from your parents during reproduction. And DNA can be divided into five parts. parts, as DNA tells about its genetic material. It tells your habits. In the medical science, genetic mean a problem. I mean, not a problem. We can say a disease that has been transferred from parents to the offspring. But we are not studying the advanced science. So yeah, we were talking about DNA, deoxynucleic acid, DNA. DNA can be divided into five parts. I mean, you do those habits which have been transferred from your parents, from a maternal parent, paternal parents, grandfather, or grandparents, yeah, okay, grandmother. So it can be divided into five parts. 20% of habit you get from yourself. My 20% habits, I have developed them by myself, by a surrounding. 20%. 20 by a father, 20 by a mother, 20 by a paternal parents, 20 by a maternal parents. 100%. That is how a DNA is formed. Whole body, whole DNA is formed. And in nucleus, we have that helical structure like this, DNA. And uh, it's all about the DNA. I think you understand what I want to teach you about DNA, about the cell, and I'm gonna make the part two of this to understand about adiocrates and backgrounds. So we will meet you. I'll meet you in my next video, and with a new topic, with some new knowledge. Thank you very much.